Welcome to Here We Grow, our 20-acre soybean project in Cass County, North Dakota. We're going to spend time today with AB Seeds talking about their product, Envita. I get to spend the day at AB Seeds in Glendon, Minnesota with Trygve Skolnes because Trygve is one of our sponsors for Here We Grow. We're going to talk about Envita, which is not the Broadway show, but it's a different product. So what do you got, Trygve? I want to know what Envita is, and have you used it on your farm?
Well, Envita is a biological. It's a bacteria, gluconosida.
Is there going to be a spelling test on that later?
Not for me, but you might have to do it. Anyway, it's called GB. They discovered it in sugarcane in 1988.
Okay.
Okay, it's in sugarcane. It creates, pulls nitrogen out of the air, helps the sugarcane grow. In 1998, they started researching it and finding that it actually did something in the cellular structure of the plants. Along about 2008, 2012, they started applying for patents. You know, there's something going on. And Exotic Biologicals picks up on it. After that, YMS is introduced to it in 2019, 2018. So in 4 years, it's been introduced in North America, and it's gone from about 0 acres to about 4 million.
Okay, so what does it do for your soybeans? When you're using it on your crop, what do you see the difference of versus not using a product like Envita?
Well, it's a product that works, let's say 70% of the time.
Okay.
The plant needs to be stressed in some fashion, in our opinion,
Okay.
to have the biologicals kick in. And when it does work, you can see an average of 3 to 4 bushels an acre increase in yield.
Okay, so let's do the math on that. 3 to 4 bushels increase acre.
Yeah.
And let's talk about current cash price on soybeans, which is about
11.
$11. So realistically, that's bringing us a bunch more dollars, especially in profitability for us to be able to donate to the Great Plains Food Bank.
Oh yeah, another 4 bushels, another $44 an acre. I mean, multiply that times the number of acres that you have, and
Yep.
you can turn that into real money. So yeah, we're happy about it. We've seen it on our farm. We started trying it 3 years ago, and listen, I've been around a long time, so I've seen a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of biologicals out there, a lot of them. We handle more than one, but we tried this one 3 years ago. Lost it in the field.
Okay.
We did a side-by-side, and we thought, boy, this is really working. We weighed the loads up at the end of the season, and they were the same. So the next year we thought, well, this isn't going to work. So we kind of poo-pooed it, and the third year we tried it again, kept better track of where it was at, and we saw a yield increase.
So do you think weather makes a difference with the way any of these products work?
I think weather has everything to do with it. If the weather is perfect, why would you need biologicals? Why would you need anything? Sometimes you plant a crop, you get this great yield, and you wonder, how did I do that?
Right.
Where did that come from? And things are working the way they should work.
Okay, so biologicals are new in the industry for the most part.
For the most part. They've been around for a long time.
As a farmer who's been farming?
We called them snake oil before.
Well, okay, as a guy who's been farming since the early 70s.
Yeah.
What made you change your mind that you said, yeah, I think this is real?
The results.
Okay.
I mean, we're seeing some results. The fact that they went from, in 4 years, millions of acres.
Mm-hmm.
We're not the only ones doing this. It's in the Midwest. So it's working, and so we want to see it work on our farm too.
So if you were to if you're talking to another farmer,
yeah,
or you're telling them, give it a try, would they try it on the whole farm?
I don't think that's smart.
Okay.
I don't think you should try anything on all 8,000 acres of your soybean farm.
You should probably back that off a little bit.
You should probably back that off, but give it a try. Split a quarter, split 2 quarters. You know, yield monitors tell a pretty good story on combines. So, you know, you should be able to tell. You should be able to tell some difference. And if it works,
that's going to be the best. So now I know a lot more about Envita, especially about biologicals and how they're going to work on the farm. But what are we going to see when we look at it in the box or see some of the equipment that it's used with? Well, let's go do that now.
okay.
Thank you, Bridgette. Joining me now is Justin, and he's going to explain, we've got a product here, Envita, and we're trying to increase our yield. We've got actually bets on what the yield is going to end up being at the end of the year. I'm at 50 bushels. I think Justin was going all the way up to 65. Tell us how this product here will help increase our yields.
That's what we're chasing, higher yield, healthier plants. This can actually be applied like you're going to do foliar over the top of the soybeans. You can spray up until they're about this big. We want to get it on sooner than later. This is a live bacteria that's in here that's going to actually get into our plant cells, through the cell walls, into where the chloroplast is. And this is actually going to help open up so this can take in its own nitrogen from the air. Soybeans, for example, they do have nodules in the roots, but they're kind of limited to that as far as how much nitrogen they're actually making themselves. So this is a little boost that's going to help with yield and plant health overall.
So our product is now, our beans are now emerging. So we want to spray this on soon, right?
Yep.
And is this just a one-time applicant?
This is just one-time application here. It comes in a 1-gallon jug. The jug is actually, it's got pores in the cap here, so the bacteria is staying alive. It gets oxygen. There's sugar in here to keep it fed as well. We want to keep it out of direct sunlight and out of some heat. We don't want to get it hotter than 75 degrees, and we don't want it to freeze either. Living bacteria, okay? So when you guys are ready to spray this, which will be pretty soon, we're going to be just applying this with your herbicide in the sprayer. That way you can make just one pass versus 2 separate passes. This mixes with most herbicides. So it's pretty easy to do. We just want to add this last to your sprayer. The last thing that goes in is usually the biologicals to keep it alive. And then you go ahead and we spray it on out. Unless you're doing in furrow, it can be done in furrow with a planter too, which you guys didn't do, but that's fine. I think it works just as well, foliar applied. There's directions on each of these boxes as well. If you take some of these pictures, it'll actually take you to videos on proper handling and keeping this thing safe and alive.
Now, Justin, we've got rain in the forecast, okay? Ooh. Can this be applied before a rain, after a rain? Do we have to have X amount of dry days while applying this? How exactly does that work?
That's great. Great question. Same amount of time as most of your herbicides, a couple hours we want to have it dried on. After that, it's pretty good. It's going to be living with the plant as long as that plant is alive and we got that sprayed on, with an hour or so before a rain. It's going to be on that plant and in the cells from there on. So it'll be with the plant growing.
So we don't need an extended period of dry weather to spray?
Nope,
perfect.
we don't.
Perfect. Yeah, because we've got the rain in the forecast. So we'll be able to get this soon and hopefully increase our yields. That's the goal. That's going to be awesome.
Yes,
I can't wait.
Yes.
All right, Justin, I saw this and I'm like, what in the world is this contraption? What does this piece of equipment do?
That's right. We got a lot of equipment in here for treating a lot of different products. We're going to have inoculants, treatments, fungicides, and some different biologicals that we run through this. So we're going to bring beans into this, and this is loading up top here into our tri-flow. From there, it's going to weigh the beans and drop it into our atomizer at that end. Those 2 kegs over there have our different chemicals.
Wait, you said kegs? Oh, wait, wrong keg.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So this stuff you're definitely not going to want to drink. We got insecticides and pesticides over here. It turns the seed pink. So it's going to pump once that chemical onto the soybeans once they drop in here. This is a big tumbler here. We can actually open this up. This is a drum that's going to tumble our soybeans and get an even coat on all of the soybeans. Without breaking them too. So
interesting.
Yep. So we're going to have a nice seed coat. It'll turn the beans nice and red, and from there they're going to be protected pretty much most of the season.
How many beans do you treat that go through here?
Oh, there's lots of beans that we treat. I'd say 4,000 plus units. That'd almost be a bushel. Plenty of seed going through these. I can treat about 1,000 units of soybean seed in about 15-20 minutes, so wow. It actually can go pretty quick.
we've got seeds that are piled up all the way to the ceiling here on both sides. Most of these are empty. You said they've already been planted.
They've already been planted, so we're getting them back. We're going to break these down. They actually collapse smaller. That way we can fit more onto the semi-truck, send them back to the plants. They're going to clean these boxes and put new seed in for next year.
Now, what do you do with the seed if there's any of these that are full still that you don't use? Can you still use them next year?
You can. Most of the time the companies like them back, and then they'll get a fresh germ, a fresh seed in there. That way you don't have to worry about germ, because as they sit, you know, the germ kind of goes down as far as the percentage that's still alive. So they like to get brand new seed back in them, so they'll dump them and they'll get new seed in there for the next coming season.
Hey, Dean, remember these bags?
Yeah, these are over the Peterson seeds. Aren't these filled with all the seeds?
They were. Now they're just kind of comfy.
These are so big, you could use this as a Halloween costume next year. Hey, Storm, pipe down back there. He's buried back there. He's in timeout.
We finally took him somewhere. All right, for those of you who are watching, follow along on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe, drop your comments down below, and here we grow.